ton of comments.
Oh, wow, that's kind of cool. Here. You want to... Yeah, I'm going to go see if we can get that phone stand, but I might as well show people the shop here. Seems like the quality's better. Is it working now?
It's working now. We don't have anyone in here yet.
Yeah, that's probably better. We have that stand. I have a stand. Ah, there you go. Good old
Oh,
storage shop.
we got Sheldon's back.
Oh, thanks for coming back, Sheldon. Sorry about the pain
Okay.
in the ass. I got this stand, so we're gonna go. Maybe we can try that, and then the phone won't be shaky, and we can actually record something.
Yeah, your influencer ring. Is it at the bottom okay?
I don't know. It was buried under things. I got this for doing a few news interviews because people wanted like the truck as a background, and I needed a stand, and Walmart had this for like $10.
Yep, I got one too.
They're handy. I guess I might as well show people Carl.
Okay, well, let's use the stand then, if you want. And I wonder if we can make it so it's sideways and I can read the it's sideways.
Well, I can reverse the image thing. Hey, there we go. I'll put it in the stand.
Does it even fit in this thing? It's like for an iPhone.
Oh, yeah. No, the iPhone 13's too big. Son of a bitch.
Okay.
I've never tried it in this one yet. Okay, the stand doesn't work, guys.
I'll hold it and then I'll film
You know,
you
we're
and
not
I'll read
professional
questions.
YouTubers at all. We're building trucks, not YouTubes. You might have to hold it and then ask the question.
Yeah. So let's flip this around. Here we are.
Okay, I guess I might as well go through Carl. So give a chance for some people to see some cool things like the batteries. We were talking about the dyno. So on the dyno, in case people missed that video, whatever, it does put out about 500 horsepower. Not bad. The torque is a little bit low. It's a little bit less than we were hoping for the torque. But, yeah, it's still good enough because, honestly, it's the drive shaft in here that's the weak part. That was the biggest problem we had was that drive shaft. If you try and put it onto, like, a fully loaded trailer, 140,000 pounds, you just snap the drive shaft. There's nothing about that. That's why we've gone with E-axles in the future, is that it's a ton of torque all at once. It overloaded it, and there was nothing we could do about how we could make it a bigger drive shaft. But honestly, it was mainly this truck was for the controls. Do our control systems work? Can we drive the truck? Can we build an electric truck? How does the generator charge the batteries? How does the regen go? What's that fuel mileage comparison? We can make a stronger drive shaft in the future here, but it's not as important right now. We know with the dyno that the weight is there. It's just that the torque snaps it. But yeah.
Okay, it was a little hard to hear you, but I think I moved closer might be better. We also had, is it just the generator DC or is it AC to DC?
AC to DC. So the generator is AC. These batteries are DC. So what we got to do is rectify that power. There's a rectification unit. Basically, we actually ripped apart a level 3 fast charger that you can see at the front of the shop over. If you come over and have a look, you can see the old one that we ripped apart. In the corner of the shop, that is a level 4 fast charger that we got, and we ripped the internal guts out of it. That takes the AC power from the generator, converts it into DC. Really, 90% of that is all empty space, so we just took the components, put them in the truck. That's what puts that power in there, but that's what we did for the first one. For the actual production truck, we went with Danfoss. They have a product that we have 2 of those rectification units, and that's future trucks. So that's a little bit better than ripping apart, but look, when we were building this last year, the supply chain sucked. The parts were 16 months off, but we could go and get one of those and just rip it apart. It's basically the same part. It was just, there's some waterproofing issues.
Would a transmission be beneficial for recharging going downhill?
Not really. It's all going to back. We're going to get more.
Are we getting spotty there, guys? We just got a message that we were unable to connect.
Yeah, we're on cell service in the shop, and I think when we're in here, the cell service kind of sucks.
We're a little bit out of town with a little less signal. So if you didn't miss that, no, Carl will not be getting E-axles. This was the proof of concept truck, and the E-axles will be going into the production prototype.
Yeah, it does have a transmission on here, but it's
good now.
Okay. Yeah, the transmission in here is just the Spicer 4-speed auxiliary. Here, pass me the phone. I can show some people. Do any lives here? Oh, all right. Okay, apparently my lives don't work, so I'm just gonna go back out to the service truck where we have Wi-Fi. I'll bring this truck out here in like another week or so where I can actually get it closer to Wi-Fi because live up in the mountains in Canada and our internet like cell service sucks. They put in all these 5G towers and it drives me absolutely nuts. Like I had great cell service here. For the last 20 years, the cell service has been fantastic. They put in a bunch of 5G towers, and now I have a 5G phone, and I can't even stream a thing if I've got a little bit of cloth covering. Like, the 5G just sucks. Like, let's go back to the 3G, the 4G. The 4G was fantastic. I don't know what it is about the 5G that I just can't get a cell signal.
You got to show them the shopping cart. You guys want to
Oh, you guys want to see the shopping cart? You guys want to see the Edison Motor shopping cart, don't you?
You drive it, so because I might crash it again.
Okay.
So Chase has all these solar towers around that are pretty expensive, and they're customers and stuff. And I almost damaged one by ramming this freaking shopping cart into it. This is our this is our prototype.
Yeah, this is not a
Yeah.
There's nothing about it. We're using it. This is not a thing we're selling.
No.
Oh, we should have saved it as an April Fool's joke and told people we were selling it.
Well, yeah. So this needs a lot of work. Right now the steering is backwards, and it needs a wheelie bar. But we're gonna try and get it a little bit better looking, in a little bit better shape, and maybe take it through Costco. But it has a lot of torque and not enough weight on the front.
Show off the shopping cart. I'm gonna get zapped.
It's got a lot of torque, not enough weight in the front. So we got this copper spool right here just for weight to keep the front end down. It needs a wheelie bar because when Chase gets on this, it just does a catwalk right away and it'll come right on over you. And nothing's really secure yet. Chase is about to zap strap the throttle on, and then
Yeah, we broke this already. You know what? It works. At the end of the day, this thing is physically working right now, and that was goal one.
Yeah.
Can we attach a bunch of electric components to a shopping cart?
It's already taken some damage.
Just a bit. Yeah, Dan was supposed to come in to fix it, but he was hungover this morning, so he's not working on it today. This is a fair excuse for a mechanic.
Okay.
All right, one more zap strap. Third one's for good.
Let's make sure we can't hit anything. It doesn't have brakes right now, so
We're missing our bungee for the battery.
nothing like a live demo. Well, I'm not sure. This demo is not going to sell this cart. This demo is going to be pure comedy, and you'll probably never want to drive this thing again, especially if you care for like your health or broken bones, your well-being.
Benefit to society, hazard to society.
Yeah.
You know, this is kind of just a day in the life of Edison Motors now at this point.
So this was one of our not a go-karts that is being repurposed. you gotta really lean over the front. And the reverse steering gets you. You gotta turn. It's like backing up a Super Bee.
Steering wheel backwards. You turn it right, it goes left.
I guess it's not like backing up a Super Bee because you turn left to go left. Chase is doing better than me. So before we went live here today, we did play around this a little bit, and we got us crashing it a couple times on camera. So you can look forward to that video coming. I'll get on the edit in over the next week. I'm switching jobs right now. I'm not hauling gold anymore, and I'm gonna go work in a pipeline camp, which will give me more time to work on the Edison YouTube. We're also gonna be putting up a video of Chase showing off the service truck there that we shot an hour ago. It's good.
I cannot wait for the Costco shopping trip video that is bound to come up.
After you get a running production prototype, you should enter it into the truck pool. You must be talking about our actual truck.
Yeah, the truck. That is actually a great way that I want to show it off, is in a good truck pull. There's a few good displays I want to do with this truck. Once that one that's a set of frame rails in the shop that apparently I can't show you because we lose our cell service.
Yeah, so that has huge potential in a truck pull. It could be crazy, the amount of torque and power that...
Well, going to a tandem though, it's only going to be a 650, so it'll have the same torque as like a 650 Cummins. The tri-drive was going to be the 1,000 horsepower monster, so we lost a little bit going to a tandem, but it's honestly, it's what our customers wanted. It was one of those things where everyone we talked to wanted a tandem. There was customers in the US, tandem, up here, tandem. Everybody was really asking for a tandem. So the tri-drive may come as like a second or third truck. We just thought to show it off at the start, we should show off an application that everybody can test it. People that have tri-drives can still test a tandem, but people that had tandems couldn't necessarily test a tri-drive. So that was one of the issues we dealt with.
We just got a question as you were talking about that, about if we're doing a tri-drive or a tandem yet. So that was great. You just answered it right there
perfect.
already. So yeah, the first truck we has it's going to be a tandem because it has far more applications to everybody, and yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is, but it makes sense. There's a logical part of the business that it makes sense.
You really pigeonhole yourself into a tiny niche when going tri-drive right away.
You do.
Yeah.
You do. It's not the. I guess it doesn't make as much sense from a business point of view, and we got to focus on if that's what the customer wants, and that's what's going to sell these trucks. That's what's going to let people test it. That honestly makes sense. It's going to be an off-highway tandem, at least. That is one benefit. It's still going to be an off-highway truck. It's just going to be a tandem off-highway truck. So.
And even though it's gonna have about 650, which is like a normal Cummins would be, it's gonna have a lot quicker response and
Get over out of the wind.
Instant torque. Yeah.
Let's go head over to the truck. It's less on the windy side.
You're getting the hang of it. Oh. So when I got on that thing, I freaking crashed right into here. Buried it right into the back of this freaking... Thankfully, there's no real damage. Otherwise, Eric would be so mad at me. How about you hitting that truck there? Any thoughts of expanding into farm equipment and tractors? I guess vocational use.
Yeah, I would love to expand into tractors, heavy equipment, but it's honestly the amount of people you have for R&D. There's only so much of a finite budget we have. All these things are expensive to prototype, develop, build. If we're a billion-dollar company, absolutely.
Someone said, could the front axle or steer axle have power to the wheels?
Yes, it can. So when we went over, we talked to the suppliers there at that show. And yeah, they are making a front 20,000 pound drive axle. So it will be like a true 4x4. And that's the best part, is that the cost of the axle, the cost of doing a front axle drive on this is actually less than the cost of putting in a transfer case, front drive shaft, the lift that you have to do in order to get that off the ground. You don't have to lift the truck and have, like, you see any 4x4, any 6x6 truck, they are all jacked right off the ground. The problem is unlike a truck, you got to clear all this stuff. Why don't I open the hood and I'll explain this.
Okay, guys, I'm new to live, and we're on Chase's cell phone, and I only see a comment for like a second. So if you are commenting and don't answer it, it's not because I'm not trying to answer, it's because it's out of my sight now, and I can't read what you said. So we did see okay, go for it.
Okay, so let's go over how basically a 4x4 works. And you gotta come down low here. Come down with me, come on. So, once we're under the truck here, you'll see how little room there is. So, under this motor, we have the oil sump. Oh, I'll just grab the phone here and show it. So, now imagine I need to get a drive shaft onto that front axle. Right behind it, we have an oil sump, steering, transmission. You need to, where this power takeoff hydraulic unit's coming off, you need to essentially run a shaft to clear all this, which means you have to lift all your motor and everything way up. I'll pass the phone back to Theron. So to do all that lift kit, to get the transfer case, to lift the whole engine, the whole truck, everything up that 6 to 8 inches you need, you end up with a truck that's riding right up here. It makes it a monster. It's not practical. It's, I mean, I guess if you're pure off-road, but it's, but just going with the e-axle, it'll actually just have a front electric motor right on the back that sits in behind there. I don't need to lift it a crazy amount in the air. I don't need a transfer case. I don't need an extra drive shaft. The cost to make it a 4x4 is really the same cost as making it a single versus a tandem. It doesn't all of a sudden cost you $100,000 as a 4x4 option. So yeah, we can actually have an efficient 4-wheel drive truck, and we're also getting better fuel mileage because you're not spinning all that gear. That kind of makes sense for going to the power axle.
It does to me. Hey guys, hit us with a couple more questions. Will you build a COE?
Cab over?
Is that what that means? Cab over?
Cab over engine, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I would love to build a cab over. Like, honestly, a cab over project would be one of our dream first 5 trucks, but it's going to be what our first 5 customers want. So we're talking with the first 5 customers. Let's go to the other side. It's a little less windy.
Can you guys hear that wind just ripping by us? Because it's pretty windy right here.
Yeah, that wind is something. There we go. But yeah, it's, as far as cab overs go, it'll be if a customer orders one. We can build one. We have engineered a cab over. We can do it, but it's going to depend on whether somebody wants to pay the bill for the cab over. That's, at the end of the day, we just can't spend money to build cool things. As a bit, like, it's just, you know, we're a small business. We just don't have the money to build cool cab overs. I want to build one. I really want to do it. It's just probably going to be a little bit farther down the line.
When are the drive motors expected to be here?
Probably about 3-4 weeks.
Drive axles, I guess we'd say.
Yeah. They're shipped. So we're just going to wait till they got to get shipped, cross an ocean, get to a port, unload, get trucked over here. It can take up to about 4 weeks, 5 weeks maybe.
Thoughts on retrofits for medium duty applications? Thoughts on hydraulic driven steer axle?
The hydraulic driven steer axle, it makes sense if you're not doing electric. I think electric makes more sense on a normal truck that already has PTO. Hydraulic driven makes sense. And for medium duty, we actually have a truck in the shop right now that is the medium duty. Have a look at that. That is the medium duty project that you can see in the shop behind me there. That little Kenworth T300 is a perfect little medium duty project.
Shit, there was another question that I just missed. What was it? Say the last question again. I can't go back and read through them.
Yeah, the TikTok's live because nice because it keeps them all.
Yeah, I'm sure we're just not doing it right now. There's got to be a way to read your comments. As soon as you guys comment, I got like 5 seconds to read it and it's gone, and I don't know how to do it because we're on a cell phone and don't know what we're doing. Okay. Yeah. This is a good shot though with the solar panels behind you.
Oh, really?
Hit it with a couple more questions, guys. We'll be here for another 5 minutes maybe. Okay, hey dude, Chase, I want to know if you'll be operating out of Manitoba. Love the Métis homeland. Here it is. What's the difference between an original and a retrofit? Weight difference between a stock and a retrofit.
Oh, okay. So with Carl, it weighed about 9 tons before we started our project. When we were finished the retrofit, Carl weighed about 8.8 tons.
So we actually lost weight.
Yeah, we lost about 400 pounds in weight by doing a retrofit. So we went down 400. It's because we went from a 15-liter motor down to a 9-liter, so we lost like 1,000 pounds there. We added 1,000 pounds of batteries, but we dropped a fuel tank. We lost a transmission, took out part of a drive shaft. It ended up making it lighter. So Carl lost weight. It was a bit of a diet doing it.
Okay.
Manitoba, yeah, I'd love to.
Manitoba, whoever buys a truck, I don't care where they're living. Then we had, will it be able to pull road trains in Australia?
Yes.
In theory, depending on how much money you want to spend, you could put an e-axle on every single axle on that whole road train. Like,
you know, we talked to a company about that, and they have powered trailers where they have they've got 9 trailered haul trucks.
Oh, in Chetwynd they have one on the coal haul.
Yeah, exactly that. And halfway through these 9 trailered units, they have a 15-liter cat to an Allison transmission to a set of tri-drive rear ends, and it acts in the middle as a pusher unit. With this setup, we can run electric wires back, and we can put a pusher axle on each trailer. So you have a 9-axle trailer, each one drives. And where we actually got this kind of inspiration from, if you look up Laterno, if you're on YouTube and you go after this, look up the Laterno log trains and the Laterno Arctic trains. These were electric trucks in the 1960s, diesel electric, where every single axle on the trailer was a drive axle. So it was a 8-axle trailer designed to cross the Arctic. They packed like 300 tons of logs with electric drives on each trailer. It was incredibly cool. Laterno was far ahead of his time and is honestly a huge inspiration. Fun fact, Laterno in World War II, 75% of all the heavy equipment being used in World War II was all Laterno.
Nice.
Yeah,
that is a fun fact. Yeah. Yeah. Could you imagine like just going through a muddy area and your trailer just being way back there on the dry ground, pushing you while your tractor's spinning there? Like,
well, that's one of the biggest problems. That you have a mud hole that's 10 feet long, 20 feet long.
Are you going to be able to run pre-emission gen on your production units? Also, so have drive axle on trailer is cool, but can be used just a power regen.
Okay, so for pre-emissions, now this is the weird part. We're in a super weird gray area when it comes to emissions. So the short answer is yes, we could do a pre-emissions because we can sell the truck as electric. If when this truck goes into its registration, it is fully electric, which means hits the road and you can put whatever generator you want in after the truck is sold. There's no law that says your generator has to be pre-emissions. So that's one way to interpret the law. The other way is that it is a truck and it's a 2024, and 2024 trucks have to be Tier 4 emissions. Another way to interpret the law, depending on how each state or province interprets how these hybrids go. The other way is like right now, technically it's a standby generator. It's electric and it has a new standby generator, and if they're saying that your truck is a 2023, your generator has to also be a 2023. There's no law that says that, but let's say they say that. In California, because I'll go off California because I was looking into that, your generator, if it's a standby generator, needs to be Tier 3 only, which means no DEF. So California, you could have a brand new engine, brand new truck with Tier 3 and no DEF, because they say standby generators that turn on and off sporadically can be Tier 3. So it's a different way to look at it. So on one hand, the answer is yes, you can have pre-emissions. On the other hand is yes, you need Tier 4 emissions. And on the other hand, it's yes, you can have emissions, but it can be Tier 3 and no DEF. So the answer is we're so far ahead of what the laws say, we're making the laws up as we go.
Does that mean you can run off-road diesel?
Yes, it does. Yeah, for lack of a better word, yes, you can run dyed diesel. So in BC and Alberta, the Dyed Fuel Act and the Off-Road Fuel Act says that generators are legally permissible to run off-road diesel. And I argued this actually with the government and kind of won. They agreed. Now what we have is basically a level 4 fast charger that's powered by diesel as a generator, power recharging the batteries. It's not the main locomotion of the vehicle. There is no different than if you were to pull this truck up into a truck stop and pull your charger out, and then you had the level 4 charger powered by diesel generator. There's no difference. So why is that diesel generator on the ground able to run dyed, but in the truck it isn't? And they said, yeah, there's no difference. So you can run dyed off-road diesel in your generator in a diesel electric hybrid. Until they close that loophole.
Right. Sure this is the nation of con jobs and wannabes. Oh boy, I don't know.
Saying something about con jobs?
Yeah, placenta of baby science and stuff. Yep. Okay, come on guys, hit us with a couple more. I'll give you a couple more minutes here.
Oh, we should just probably do it in the cab, because then there'll be no wind noise.
Yeah, you can. Let's do that.
Show the cab. Mic on the seat there. Oh, this is the Edison truck cab here for the service truck.
Interesting stuff, and I stumbled upon your channel. Well, thank you.
Thanks for coming in. It's cool. We're actually getting people that are
finding us on YouTube. We were always on TikTok forever. We're really just getting into this YouTube, so it's great that new people are coming. We're kind of finding out about these electric trucks.
I think someone said, can the trailer axles be used just for regen?
Why would you only use the trailer axles just for regen?
Yeah, I might have misread that.
Oh, there was a company doing that, though. That's one of the things that actually pissed me off. Is like, we've gotten no grant funding. Like, no government has sponsored any of the trucks we're building. You know what the government did? So there's this one company, it still has a diesel truck pulling an electric trailer, and they put an electric motor on the trailer that then charges up the batteries, and the regen charges it when you're slowing down and uses it to push. The government gave them $3 million to develop a trailer hybrid. And it's like, we've done the whole truck and a trailer. We're actually building the solar trailer. It's right down there. And like, we've done the whole thing for like $1.5 million at this point. And yet the government's given $3 million just for somebody to do the trailer. Like, that's fucking nuts, right? Like,
someone likes it better than TikTok.
So yeah, this is probably nicer than TikTok. Well, we can actually post the driving videos. That is one of the problems with TikTok, is that every time I post a video, like I would post a video of Carl driving or me driving Carl, they would take it down for safety violations because you can't film like moving vehicles or filming somebody in a moving vehicle. And it's like, we literally make electric trucks. We need to be able to show that the truck works. So all the videos on TikTok are like outside footage of like the truck starting or stopping like on the road, but like I can't show anybody in the cab like how it works in live time. So now that we got a YouTube, hopefully we'll be able to show a lot more people that once I bring it out of winter storage again.
Will you be partnering up with small businesses who are doing the same thing but for other vehicles? Probably not.
We helping out small, like for cars and pickups. Like, we want to do a pickup kit. That was one of the things that's in the Skunkworks project, is do a pickup, but that's still probably about a year and a half.
Can your electric truck pull a set of B-trains?
Yes, it can.
Hell yeah.
Well, Carl can't. It has the power to pull trains, but I was showing people about like 10 minutes ago, it snaps the drive shaft when it tries to pull trains, just because the one we've adapted is a little bit too small. It's basically a pickup truck drive shaft. It was the only way to find that. We could only find like a pickup truck version for the electric motor that we have. It has the power, it has the torque.
It has too much torque and it was snapping the drive shaft, so you've eliminated that issue on the
e-axles. And absolutely, we can outpull a Kenworth all day long. Like, we can outpull a Cummins all day. Oh, watch yourself.
Holy.
That's a thing that happened. I forgot to latch the toolbox. You might as well show people the toolbox.
So this door just came around and almost got me here.
At least it hits the stuff.
Yeah, at least this passenger door wasn't open. Someone said they found us on YouTube and they're in Australia and they're now fans. Quite a few comments now are found you on YouTube. This is amazing. I missed a bunch of questions there. Someone's asking about I'm not thinking this right, but the cost of going to a retrofit kit.
So right now, the e-axles are still expensive. There's nothing we can do about it. They haven't hit mass production. Each one is custom made by hand with like machined out for the parts it needs. Once you get the cost down, it's going to come down a third in the next year. But right now, as it sits, to get a hybrid truck, you're looking at about 25% more than the cost of the comparable diesel truck. So take a normal truck, it's about 25% more. But that being said, you are getting 50% fuel savings, so that extra cost does catch up. It's still, the ROI still has a year payback, even at the 25% more. But yeah, to answer that question, that's about where we're at. I hate telling people that it's more, but quite frankly, these trucks are built by hand and they're custom in our shop. They're expensive.
It's a new technology.
Yeah.
And okay, can't wait to see your truck passing B trains going up the hill. The electric power, a lot of people don't like electric trucks, but once they figure out the responsiveness and like the power that's just right there right away, they're gonna sell themselves. We're getting a bunch of new subscribers. People are telling us.
It's always cool. Like, it'd be nice to be able to use YouTube a lot more. So having like people coming in here, subscribing. Like right now, like we post the videos of like the truck driving, doing some more things, and like, because YouTube's where we can post these, but like, we only had like 300 people on our YouTube channel, so no one was seeing them. And then I was trying to explain on TikTok. So yeah, the more people we have interacting on YouTube, the more content we can post to YouTube, the better off we can show off these trucks.
Will your truck have gears?
kind of. It's got a set of planetaries. It has gears, it has differentials, but it doesn't have a transmission, if that's what you're asking. It's got gears in it, but it doesn't have a transmission.
Right.
It has physical mechanical gears, and I realize he probably was asking about transmission after.
Yeah. Yeah. So no, it'll be like an automatic, but it'll just be power the whole time.
And that's the thing. People are like, "Is it an automatic?" It's not an automatic. It's not a manual. It doesn't have a transmission. It's NA.
If you can, you need to make sure it'll beat the Tesla Semi. Can you comment an idea? Oh, the question just disappeared on me. Shit.
Sorry, guys. The comments go really quick.
This truck will blow the doors off a Tesla Semi in the long run. Teslas have to stop and charge. Our truck doesn't have to stop and charge. It has endless range.
So we have a little bit less. The Tri-Drive has more power and more torque than the Tesla. The Tandem has a little bit less power and torque than the Tesla, to answer your question. Is that one of our trucks beats it, the other one falls a little bit behind. But I'm also wondering how they're deploying that torque, because in terms of kilowatts size for the drive motor, we have more kilowatts, but they're saying that they have more torque. Torque should directly translate to it, but we'll find out how that goes. The only way we can do it is I want to put an Edison truck and a Tesla truck next to each other and put on a loaded Super Bee behind the Tesla, put a loaded Super Bee behind the Edison, and see which one pulls it up a hill the fastest.
We got an investor from Fort McMurray said perfect place to demo your truck.
Is that Dale? That's probably Dale.
I missed it.
Yeah,
I missed his name.
That's Dale.
What's the plan with Edison Motors in 2030?
Hey, Dale. 2030.
Wait, when you get one to Australia, be sure to let me know.
2030 is an oddly specific year. I mean,
tug of war with the Tesla.
Well, that's no fair. The Tesla's gonna win the tug of war. A tug of war is all about your traction on the ground, and the Tesla Semi with all its batteries weighs more than our truck. It's gonna have more traction weight.
That's true. It's way heavier.
Let us put the same weight of batteries on our truck so we can get some traction on our drive axles, then try it out.
Yeah. I missed a bunch there. We got to figure out how I can go back through the questions. I'm gonna try and look at here if hopefully I don't get cut off.
Oh, Ella's coming out for you.
Uh-oh.
Your daughter's coming out here there.
We got, let's see, get this down. There's my daughter coming. That's Chase's dad and my daughter. I got two of my kids playing around there. Ella's probably needs to go pee, I'd imagine. Your dad's looking for us.
Hello!
Yeah, you turn off the light.
Yeah, right, we're out of air pressure.
Ella!
Oh, here, you'll have to come out this door.
I can't get out there. I'm real the window.
Here, pass me the phone here, and you can just come out this way. And I'll show you the dual bot. Pull up the stream on your phone with the audio muted. I don't know. Listen, we don't know how to do a lot of these things. I'll be totally honest with you. Oh, you can pull it up so you have. Might as well just leave that closed.
You got a popsicle? What, did you say thank you?
with the lines there, Dad, it grabbed the door and just swung her hard close.
Yeah, let's just get a bungee and
we can just leave it open, eh? Yeah, what I found is it's the perfect height for on here for it to just lock into. Oh no, it was the perfect height.
I'll go look for a bungee maybe.
All right, guys, I should probably get going. Put some hoses away, put some lines, secure a door. Thanks for coming in. Now that we're at the point where we can do lives on YouTube, hopefully we can do a lot more lives here. And, this guy had a good idea. You should have pulled your phone out, and then you could have read the comments off of your phone.
Well, we kind of tried, but we were having issues with it lagging really hard when we had both going. We were together.
But if you didn't join the live and you just read them, like you came into the live as a spectator.
Oh, man. Where were you like 25 minutes ago, 34 minutes ago?
You know, this is one of the things I really love about Edison. All these ideas that we just take off the comments. All right, guys. We're going to do a cab over at some point. We can do one, but I'm going to head out now. We're going to secure a few things, get out of this wind, do a little bit more work, and hopefully you guys come for the next live. We can show you a few more things, and thanks for tuning in. This has been fantastic. I don't know how to end it.